Martha's false dichotomy was this. Well, some people, they're just doers. Some people, they're just servants. Some people, they're just busy. And that's me. I'm a doer. I'm a servant. I'm busy. Maybe that's you. Maybe you find your identity. You find your energy in serving. And that's good, by the way. We should all serve. And it seems as if she's kind of looking at Mary in a way like, what's Mary doing? She's really not doing anything. And if she's doing something, it's really not important. I mean, we can sit down anytime. Mary, all hands on deck right now. We got mouths to feed. We got things to clean. And Mary, I need Mary right now. And Mary is sitting, ready? Martha is serving. And Martha thinks that the two don't go together. And that's a misconception. Because understand this, that serving Jesus can become a problem when serving Jesus takes me away from sitting at Jesus' feet. Now watch this. Every single person in this room ought to do both. Every single person under the sound of my voice. You're watching from home right now. This includes you. Every single one of us must do both. We must sit. There must be uninterrupted time in our lives where we purposefully and intentionally sit at the feet of Jesus. So to sit at Jesus' feet means this. It means I am attentive to his word, I'm undistracted, and I am submissive to what he tells me. So when you read the Bible, there ought to be a submissiveness on your part ahead of what you learn. To say, Lord, whatever you show me in your word, I am predisposed to obey what you tell me. That's what it means to sit at one's feet. I'm coming for the purpose of learning, growing, and applying. That's why I'm here. That's why you ought to come to church. You ought to come to church. You don't know what pastor's going to preach on, but you know he loves the Bible. You know he's going to preach the word of God. Be faithful to it. So, Lord, before I even know what your word says, my predisposition is, Lord, you tell me what to do, I will do it. That's what it means to sit at Jesus' feet. As a matter of fact, to sit at one's feet meant that. So Paul sat at the feet of Gamaliel, that Jewish teacher. It just means that. So here's Mary. She's sitting at Jesus' feet. Jesus is teaching about ministry. He's teaching about the kingdom. He's teaching about the gospel. He's teaching about his own crucifixion. And what's interesting is about 5 months later, Jesus is in that same town, right down the street, at the house of Simon the leper. All the same players are there. Martha is there. Lazarus is there. Mary is there. The disciples are there. Jesus is there. And guess what Mary does on that occasion? Mary, the one that's sitting here. What does Mary do? She shows up with a box of ointment, a container of ointment, very, very expensive perfume. And what does she do? She breaks the box. And what does she do? She pours that box of ointment upon the head and upon the feet of Jesus and anoints him. And all the disciples criticize her. Well, what a waste of money that is. Well, we could have sold that and given that to the poor. And what did Jesus say? Jesus said, leave her alone. She truly understands that I will die this week. I've been telling all of you I'm going to die. None of you believes me, but she believes me, and she's not going to wait until death to serve me in a magnanimous way. You might say this, one of the greatest acts of serving in the Bible was from the one that was sitting first. Right? So when you sit at the feet of Jesus, it's not that you're sitting to the exclusion of service. It's that I'm sitting so that I can serve. Because as you're taking the word in with a heart of humility and passion, you want to give the word out. That's why Pastor said what he said. Boy, at New Life, you take the word in, you take the word in, you take the word in. But then we got to give the word out. Sitting ought to cause us to serve. Hey, when we eat and we eat so that we can expend exercise. If all we do is eat, right, and never exercise, bad things happen, right? And if all we do is exercise and never eat, bad things happen. We implode. We faint. See, exercise without food causes us to faint. Food without exercise causes us to be, well, fill in the blank. Right? So they go together. They're symbiotic. And boy, guard yourself. Because if all we ever do is we do that with our family. But I'm doing for them. I'm working hard. I'm overtime for my family. If we never spend any time with, but I'm always working for my wife. I'm always working for my kids, but I'm never home. No, listen, we have to prioritize the relationship. I'm telling you, hey, New Life, as you go into this busy season, be busy, work hard, but make sure that you're not doing it to the exclusion of prioritizing your relationship with Jesus Christ. So here's my takeaway question. Are you spending time with him every day? Where's that spot?